plan to deal with the homeless crisis in the country?
Build the homes. There's the economic problem and there's the social problem. The economic problem is actually very simple. Politicians love to say it's a very complex problem. It's not a complex problem. It's a hard problem, but it's not a complex one. We don't have enough homes. We have the fewest homes per capita of any G7 country. We have fewer homes per capita than we did 10 years ago. Our population's been growing by 3%, while our housing stock grows by 1%. So, we built fewer homes last year than we built in 1972, when our population was half of what it is now. It's just very simple. If you have an island with 10 homes and 20 families, you're going to have a lot of homeless people on that island. So we have to accelerate home building. Home building is extremely profitable if you can get a permit. So there's nothing stopping, there's no market failure preventing builders from building homes. What's stopping them is that it takes 7 or 8 years to get a permit. There are these horrendous fees. There's tremendous confusion and complexity about what is allowed and what's not allowed. South of the border, you can get a permit in 4 or 5 weeks and get building, and that's why when you go to a border town, you go to Niagara, Ontario, it costs $600,000-$700,000 for a very small home, and on the south, it's $150,000, $175,000 for the same home, 15 minutes apart. So we need to remove the bureaucracy to speed up home building, and that will be the #1 priority of my government when I get elected. That's the economic side. On the social side, let's face it, there's a drug addiction problem. When people get hooked on opioids, it's very hard to maintain, to pay rent and to stay housed. And then ultimately it becomes easier to use drugs when you live in a tent encampment. So we need to provide treatment and recovery services that get people off drugs and into decent housing. Like in British Columbia, they went to the tent encampments in the worst ones in the world, and downtown East Side, and they actually gave people housing. Many of them didn't use it because their drug addiction kept them on the street. That's where they could resupply their addiction. It's where they could do the small-time petty theft to fund their addictions. So what you actually need to do in that case is get the people off the drugs so that they can get into a healthy life, pay their rent, and feed their families.